Insecurity has taken over the land. Last week I came to Abuja here. I was supposed to go back to Kaduna via road. I was advised to go with the train because the train is safer. And I think 3 days ago we have all heard what has happened to us when the train station itself was attacked. So virtually every part of the country is not safe. So there is nowhere we can go to hide again. The land is not safe. Our homes are not safe. Our schools are not safe. And it is a source of concern for so many of us. And we can't be living in a country where we have schools closed down because of insecurity. How do we intend to progress? How will investors come to our land? That is our worry. And I think as KAICIID fellows, as religious leaders, we are just concerned that we'll be taking motions without any movement. We want to advise the government to go after the sponsors. We know there are people who are sponsoring terrorism everywhere. It's not enough to buy Super Tucanos and to buy gadgets. But we know even if you buy the Super Tucanos and you're leaving the sponsors, I don't think you're addressing any issue. So we advise the government to make public those who are supporting terrorism in this country. We need to know them, and they need to be known. So it's not just enough to say we are buying more weapons. More weapons to do what? But those who are actually supporting this terrorism are still there. If you are buying, so the center of gravity should be located in terms of this insecurity. And I think for us, the center of the gravity revolves around the sponsors of violence, of terrorism. Their motives could be, a lot of things, destabilizing the system. And of course, also, there are people who are making so much money out of this insecurity, both from the system itself and from the private sector. So it is also about power and control. When you destroy people, you make them subservient to you almost perpetually. That is also part of the motive. But I think there are people too who have made up their minds that they don't want to see this country progress. Whether it is a national conspiracy, international conspiracy, it is a combination of all of it.
As a woman, of course, and as a parent, as a mother, I have children just like many other women who have found themselves affected by this crisis, whether in the abduction of their young children going to school, whether traveling to earn their own means of livelihoods. I think we can say women have, found themselves in a very critical situation. And we think that these problems have also been exacerbated because the voices of women have not been heard in the conversation to address security issues in Nigeria. And we think this is the time that women need to be heard so that people, stakeholders and actors, particularly government actors, can know our problems. We think that we have not been heard enough, and I think this is the time to listen to us, to know how these things affect us and what solutions we can proffer to end the challenges we currently face. Like we keep saying, we do not have anywhere to run. When crises happen, men are able to run, but for every mother, she has to look up for how to keep and protect her children. And we think that this is the time to make sure that in every sector in this country, we have women, particularly in the security sector. We know that women are underrepresented. When negotiations are happening, even with terrorists, we think that the voices of women are also not being heard, even though we know that they also play capable roles in facilitating terrorist activities in this country, and we think that we need to play. We will not be allowed. We don't want to continue to be seen as only victims. We are also credible actors that can support peace and development of Nigeria. We cannot enforce it, and we are only adding our voice to call the attention of critical stakeholders to address these solutions, like many other stakeholders are doing. We don't have the capacity to enforce, but we are hoping that our voices can be added to, like many others, to wake up our leaders to take up the challenge to address these solutions. Because when Nigeria breaks, I think they have more at stake to lose than many of us.
Well, it's just a matter of maybe conforming with the International Committee of, dealing with terrorists. That is why this legislation is needed. But I think there are more than terrorists. There are worse than terrorists. So all Nigerians that I have interacted with them are ever ready to support the National Assembly, to support the executive arm of government, to tag these people as terrorists, because they are. And that is why some people are even wondering, after all the NCC re-registration of using the BVN, using the NIN to register your line. I mean the NIN to register our line. Why are still these people using the communication? Why do we even need to shut down communication if at all we can profile who made a call at what time at? So it's something that people are still asking questions, and in the whole entire world, technology is leading in terms of security and in terms of tackling insecurity. People are asking, where are the drones, where are the surveillance system, what is happening? These people can be supported wherever they are, in a microscopic view. They can be supported with technology. So I think this is a call to our security agencies. They are doing wonderfully well, especially the boot on ground are doing wonderfully well, but they really need to be supported with technology to fight this.